right, everybody, welcome. I have Miss Gigi Causey here from our Perry Hall office where I sit here today. Gigi, thank you. Episode number 26.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, Gigi Causey, part of my old school team here. OG. So Gigi, how many years in the business total?
23.
23. Gosh, is that 2003? 3, yeah.
3.
Okay, I started in 03. That's how long I've been in.
Going in 23.
Yeah, okay. So then you started what, Remax American Dream in
No,
Timonian?
started in Long and Foster and Fells Point.
Long and Foster, Fells
Then
Point.
moved to Remax American Dream in Perry Hall.
Gotcha, okay.
Then
and then
moved
here. And it's been
15
years. Wonderful years, I like to think. 15 years, and I've only been around.
Life before anybody else.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've only been around for 19 years. So what do you think you're in the top 50, top 40, top 30, top 20?
30,
I don't know.
35, 37.
Oh, you have exact numbers here.
So.
Yeah, good job. Top 37. All right. Yes. Well, thank you for your longevity here, and I appreciate you. You've been a huge help for me throughout the time of the brokerage, especially with a lot of classes and stuff that you've ran, which we can get into in a little bit. But I mean, I guess, I do recall, and I want you to just maybe share sort of your story on why you decided to make that move. Remax, similar model back then, 100% commission.
Yep.
Now they're like 95.5, and they have lots of different plans. But back then, they were 100% commission, but they were a higher monthly fee. I feel they were probably around $1,200 a month.
It was like $1,200.
Yeah. And then what made you?
So I got into Buffini coaching in the summer of 2010.
Yeah.
And
Brian Buffini, which is a big, well-known, long-established real estate coach that you still work with. So anyway, you got into that in 2012. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's all right. And then I did a business assessment. I just started looking at my expenses, and I just really wanted to spend more time on my business with coaching. And I couldn't afford to do that at Remax because of the expense.
With the fee, yeah. Which,
right.
Remax is a great company, long-established brand. Nothing bad to say about them, but for that, for what you were looking to do, spend more money on coaching, you were more focused on your business and not as much worried about what brokerage you're with. And so we met, it made sense with my model that you could still afford the coaching, keep that going. I was a little peon back then with no offices, making people bring in their own paper and ink and copier. I tell that story to people sometimes. They're like, how did you get people when you wouldn't even supply paper for them? I'm like, because it was a whole different world back then. It was either $1,200 a month or a 50-50, 60-40 split.
Yep.
And you got all the services, but you had to give up so much of your commission back then.
Yeah.
And so it sort of just made what I had to offer. It's I don't have much to offer, but 100% commission. And now, the world has changed and I offer more, and there's other competitors that offer more too. So it's always keeping up with the Joneses type thing. But yeah, I was.
Well, if you think too where the market was in 2010, it was rough.
Yeah.
It was not a great year.
Yeah.
So the idea of looking at the expenses, really, that's where I really had to sort of dig down and say, if I'm going to stay in the business, I have to invest in myself, in coaching. And the only way to do that was to move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah. And then so right now, about how many units in sales volume? I mean, I feel like you're pretty steady, Eddie, consistently over 10 million.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're 36, 37 units this year, 13 and a half, I think, this year.
That's great. 13 and a half. And I feel like the year before was around the same 15 or so.
No, not that high, but around, same unit number though.
Okay.
35. It seems to be about between 30 and, 20, 21
solid
big, but
3+ deals a month.
Pretty much.
Settling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. To kind of get into it, to stay that consistent, because I feel like you've been consistent. You've done a lot of sort of different training classes here. Yeah. And it's kind of all been based off of the Brian Buffini thing. So you really leaned into that years ago. Yep. And stayed true to that. So and still to today.
Still today. That's really all I do.
And I guess explain to us how you consistently, keep at these numbers year in and year out.
So I guess
30, sorry to cut you off, but 37 deals. I mean, that's a lot of units to sell too. I mean, that's staying busy,
Yeah, it's busy. It's it would be nice if the price point was higher, and but it's all right. It's all good.
I have always been a big believer though that the more units helps grow your referral tree.
Yeah.
So you sort of insulate yourself with a little bit more security, maybe in a down market where higher price points people may stay put.
Right.
And higher price point people oftentimes don't do as many units.
Right.
So they have a smaller referral tree that's grown. Right. Where if you're doing 35, 40, 50 plus
Right.
units a year, you have more people to refer you.
Yeah.
Maybe if they're all at a lower price point, but I feel like you ride the waves a little bit more consistently.
Yeah.
So
Well,
there's always pluses and minuses to that high, like trying to do the luxury, the high price point versus just, having a really steady referral base with a
Yes.
big tree growing and helping all sorts of different people.
Yeah. Well, and the whole idea of the Buffini system is all working by referral, which is different than word of mouth, which I think people confuse. And to me, well, not to me, really, word of mouth is passive, where people just refer you, and working by referral is really targeted and intentional.
Yeah, I remember one of the
deliberate.
quotes you said to me once is like, sales is a contact sport.
Right.
You know what I mean? I like took that in always. I take in a lot of things people say to me. And that was one quote that I remember you saying to me. I was like, yeah, it is. Like, you have to get out there and, like, make contact with people.
Yeah.
Not just wait for them to call you, hopefully, because you put a post on social media. And now people are going to call you because of it. That's great when they do.
Right.
I also am a big fan of, like, every spoke in the wheel of doing lots of different things. But I guess kind of get into, like, your philosophy of, like, sales is a contact sport and building your business by referral versus.
So the whole idea of the Buffini system is, you do hit people on I think there's some sort of statistic that you have to hit people like 12 times before they buy from you.
Sure.
Or, in that philosophy, if you think about it, like Buffini, you're doing calls, you're doing notes, you're doing pop-bys, you're doing client events, you're having lunch with people. So you're hitting them from different places. And I think in some ways they don't really realize that they're getting hit from some, you know what I mean? Like
Sure.
if I were just calling you 12 times, that'd be one thing. You'd
Right.
say like, oh, you're a pushy salesperson. But if you can incorporate all those different kinds of ways of contacting a client, I think they don't realize that they're being contacted as much, but
Sure.
it's more impactful, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So you've stayed true to that. Notes.
Calls, notes, and pop-ups.
Yeah,
it's so simple and so it's almost, people don't believe that it can work because it's too simple. They're like looking for a I don't know, magic bullet, that there's some secret, and it's really not. There's no secret.
Yeah. So Aaron in our Timonium office, male Aaron, he did some of your classes, I'm pretty sure. And he told me the other day that he had his best month. And I said, that's awesome. I was like, well, how much did you make? And I'm not going to say it online, but it was a good month. Yeah. And I said, how'd you do it? He said, I started doing handwritten notes.
Yeah.
Two handwritten notes a day to his sphere.
Yeah.
Just two. And he had about 4 deals settle that month. One was a coach and teacher at his kid's school who probably knows 9 other real estate agents.
Right.
And he did a handwritten note, and the guy reached out to him, handwritten note with his card in there. The guy reached out to him and ended up buying a house, pretty well priced house, not over $1 million, but right in that range. So that was a good chunk of money, and they had 3 or 4 other deals closed. So, and he just said two notes a day. It cost me about $2, between the card, the stamp, whatever, all that business from just, reaching out to people, like writing a little handwritten note, giving him appreciation, let him know that he's out there, and if they ever need help in real estate. And he got, like his best month ever out of it.
If you think about it, it's like, how often do people say thank you? I mean, besides the transaction, right? You say thank you, thanks for the business. Somebody comes to your house and services your HVAC system, and they say thank you, and okay. And then nothing after that. You know what I mean? Like, so just the idea of the follow-up and the idea that you've spent just a minute of your day to give someone some gratitude, I think is really important.
Yeah. Because a lot of Buffini concepts sort of like the give to get sort of mindset.
Yeah. Give. It's like a deposit into a bank account that then when you ask, people don't feel bad that you've taken back from it. So
I guess a little bit more on that. So like you use CRM, which is a Brian Buffini CRM called Referral Maker.
Right.
Has it advanced much over time? I feel like the price point, I recently looked on their website, has gone up a bit.
I don't know, because I pay for coaching and everything I pay for, it's all included. So I don't know what the monthly fee is for Referral Maker. I do know that they have modified some things about the program. So some of the items that you can purchase, I think there's different levels now that wasn't before.
Yeah. I mean, do you mind disclosing approximately how much you're paying each month for what you're doing?
I pay for coaching all up front. So I think I pay $7,500 a year. So whatever.
In that, plus the CRM.
The CRM, the notes, the IOV, the item of value, my coach.
How often are you meeting with your coach?
Twice a month.
Twice a month,
Yeah.
every other week, virtually, phone, Zoom,
Phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that he or she helps get you sort of organized, and you have to come prepared to that meeting
It's
yourself.
Accountability. I mean, that's really what it is. And I will say, and I've said this before in my Buffini classes that I've facilitated, the idea of the Buffini coaching for me really was more of a benefit, not just for business. I knew that it was going to help business, but it helped me in my personal life in balancing, right? Because you can't balance. You're not. Buffini makes a point of saying there's never balance between work and business and home.
Sure.
You're in constant state of balancing.
Yeah, balancing. Yes,
right.
especially in this industry.
It's always like this. So that really, to me, was the biggest benefit of coaching. It allowed me to understand that I was running a business.
Yeah.
Which I didn't understand before I got into coaching. I thought I was just a real estate agent who sold homes, but I was actually a business person. And it allowed me to understand that I could set boundaries with clients and,
very important.
Set goals.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're a big goal setter, business planning at the end of the year kind of thing.
Yeah, we're doing it now.
Are you? Yeah. I mean, can you go into a little of that, like your plan and like, I mean, you have your database all in your referral maker. I mean, about how many people, how many?
So I have 200 people that I mail to consistently.
200 people in your
database. And then I have another 100 that are on my emails and they get invited to events. But I have 200 people that I focus on.
Mm-hmm.
And the beauty of the referral maker system, if you use it, is it breaks down exactly how many contacts I need to make to get a referral based upon my history. And then how many referrals I need to then close a deal.
Mm-hmm.
So like I know my numbers. Like I make 10 calls or 10 sort of voice-to-voice, face-to-face contacts. I get a referral. And for the most part, last year I was like a 1-to-1 referral to close because I was closing everything. But let's just say...
Look at you closing everything. Go, girl.
Well,
ABC, always be closing.
Yeah, right. But this is the other beauty of referrals, right? So it's not like the idea that I'm competing for business. I'm not really competing because people are coming to me. If someone's a buyer is referred to me, the intention is to buy. It's not that I'm interviewing and then they're going other places.
Right. So you've seen with like your 200 people that are really tight in your sphere that that like if you sort of follow the system of calls, notes, pop-bys, that this has been proven over multiple years of you doing this. 10 years basically of doing this, 15 years of doing Buffini. That like this sort of spits out that you're doing $10 million a year in sales volume at least. And so this 200 people in your database, because I feel like I remember somebody saying, or maybe it was even you, it's like, okay, like if you have 200 people, like, the odds are if you do these things, 10% of them are going to do something, or is it 15? I don't know. Like, let's just say it was as low as 10 for 200 people. That's 20 transactions right off of your sphere.
Right.
And then you never know. You do an open house, you get a sign call, you get another lead, like that. That's kind of is that like how you, the math?
Yeah. I mean,
I guess you've seen a higher percentage of 10% of those 200.
I have. And my numbers have changed over the years, right? So when I first got into the system, I think I had to make 23 contacts, voice-to-voice, face-to-face contacts with someone to get a referral. And maybe my close rate was 8 referrals to 1 close.
Gotcha.
Or 10 referrals to 1 close. And it's just...
And now you've built up basically a trust amongst these people that like, what you're doing, you've experienced.
I have grandma, I have the kid, the parents, and now we have the kids buying it. So it's...
Yeah, because your kids are now both out of college, right?
Yes.
We talked about this. Empty nester.
Oh,
I'm right in the middle. I'm like halfway done. Well, the babies are gone, but I'm like, empty nester sounds kind of fun now.
It's a nice place to be.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah. No grandbabies yet to worry about.
Please, no.
Yeah, so you just enjoy some time. Little tuitions are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. You perked up real big when I said that.
Right.
So you've nurtured these people, though. Sorry to get off track there, but you've nurtured these people and you have like a sort of system that you just follow and that you sort of feel confident every year going into the year that you have like a plan and it's not just all shooting from the hip, that hopefully these things will all come together. Because you have like your current pipeline,
right?
But you're always, I feel like, looking out well beyond your current pipeline to make sure that like the spring or late spring and summer business is going to be there.
Right. Yeah, it's not really about what's happening. There is that point in January where you're like, oh, new year, what's going to happen? But the reality is that the numbers are it's not about how I feel about the business. It's really about how the numbers show up, right? And the numbers are consistent if I do my activities, because that's the only thing I can control. I can't control the outcome. It's only the activity that you can control.
Yeah.
And if you just stay consistent with the activity, you get the benefit.
So, I mean, you're, a home office agent. I mean, how do you sort of structure your day with these activities and everything you need to do? Are you consistent?
I mean,
you're hitting some, are you only teaching, or are you hitting your own Zumba classes?
Oh, I mean, I'm
So we have a great Zumba instructor here as well.
I'm teaching. Well, this is the other beauty of the referral rate Buffini system. It has allowed me to structure my life so that something I really am passionate about I can do. So, I teach every day, sometimes twice a day.
Teaching twice a day?
Sometimes. So only one day a week. I teach twice a week. Yeah.
Is your daughter still doing dance outside of college? Okay, yeah, she was a great dancer. Yeah, but Mom's got some dance moves on the Zumba floor, so check her out. Come to some of her classes or whatever if you're ever interested. You're structuring your day. You're teaching your classes twice a day, which is
just
more
one day a week, twice a day. But every other day, it's one thing.
Something going on. All right. So business wise, how are you? I guess you structuring your day a little bit.
So referral maker is open on my computer, and then I try.
You have your current deals going.
I got my current deals, and then I try to start with notes, and then because I'm planning activities or I'm planning events with clients. So like I just had my end of the year event. I'm making phone calls to invite people. I did something for my birthday where I made birthday boxes for a local food pantry. Right. So it was a way for me to connect with clients and ask them for donations. I'm thinking about next year about some of the events that I'm going to be doing. I usually do a Super Bowl pizza pickup, things like that. So it gives me
that's like a new trend. It's kind of like the pie, Thanksgiving pie thing, but instead of the pie thing, doing picking up pizza during the Super Bowl, which it is simple, right? Just cheese or pepperoni and crank them out.
Yeah.
How many and all your 200 people were invited to grab a pizza?
Oh, yeah. And I wind up with
from your house?
No, from here.
They pick them up from here, from the office. Okay. And how many people do you have stop by picking up pizzas?
I think last year I had 80.
80. Okay. Yeah.
I did, yeah.
Like $25 a pizza, or
no. We go to Dominic's. It's like 2 buy one get one. I don't know, like $15 a pizza.
Okay. Yeah. And then 80 pizzas. Yeah. So well worth it, a couple grand kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like less than $1,000. Whatever it was, I feel like it's like $1,000.
Yeah, that's.
But
80 people.
You're making phone calls to people. You're getting. It's not really about how many people show up. It's more about the contact.
Offer. Yeah.
Right. The offer, the contact, and not just. I was just talking about this morning with people from my Buffini group, which is. When you're doing things for your clients like this, you do have to sort of tell them why you're doing it. It's not just like, oh, I'm giving out pizza. It's like you have to remember to tell them, I'm doing this because I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this because you've been consistent and loyal to me.
Yeah.
And I'm showing you my gratitude.
Yeah.
And by the way,
you want them to come.
Right. I want them to come, but if they can't make it, this is why I'm doing it.
Yeah, like I want to give you a pizza, and it's not just throwing it out there. Like I truly want to give you pizza.
I want to say thank you.
Yeah.
And even if you can't come, I want you to know that I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I think that part sometimes gets lost.
Yeah.
Why we're doing it. We're doing it to say thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's the lifeblood of our financial income. Like our whole life is based off of these referrals, basically.
Right.
I don't think sometimes people.
I don't pay for any other kinds of referrals. I don't.
No web leads.
No,
none of the other stuff.
No.
You just strictly stick with.
When I started at Long and Foster back in 2003, I was on desk duty where you had to pick up the phone and, talk to strangers. And I was really good at that. And I would get people to come into the office. But I also, which that built my database, but I was also getting phone calls from investors, and we were going into neighborhoods that I wasn't really comfortable in, or working with people I didn't know.
Yeah.
And as a mom and a woman,
sure.
I don't know if I just want to be working with strangers.
Yeah.
And so I just made a decision. I just want to work with people that I know, or people who know people that I know.
Yeah. The 1 degree or 2 degrees of separation in the referral.
Can be scary.
Yeah,
just meeting people off the internet.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, there's always various stuff going on. For 2026, any new things on the horizon? I mean, anything that you're seeing that you want to share? You're doing differently?
I I'm trying to, my word of the year for 2026 is simplify.
Okay, yeah, I
So,
like that.
Sometimes I can get distracted in trying to do too much.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to try to really stay focused on simplify doesn't necessarily mean easy, but like be a little bit more intentional about the people that are really good to me.
Yeah.
And not be so wanting to do everything for everyone.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, that's good. Are you been using AI at all throughout this year? Is that helping make life a little easier?
A little bit. Buffini just launched a AI boot camp.
Okay.
And I haven't yet done it, but
I'm looking into that.
I am, yeah.
Are you using key transaction management in the brokerage? I feel like you're one of them. Yeah, I've used Liz and her team for a while.
Forever.
I just interviewed her a couple
like
2 people ago or whatever.
Yeah.
Changed my shirt.
Yeah.
You've used Liz forever.
Terrific. Yeah. Terrific.
Yeah, that
well worth the money.
Yeah. I mean, I
feel
like
me recently on something that could have been very expensive. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you're very organized, but even though as organized as you are, you take the extra step to have additional support.
Oh yeah.
On your transaction, when you're juggling 3 closings a month.
Yeah.
And then you have 3 new active potential clients and you're meeting for listing appointments and buyer appointments and they're getting started. That could be then the next 3 for the following month and then all that. It's a lot to manage when you're doing that many units a month. So
and sometimes it's not anything and then it's 7.
Yeah.
Or
right.
10 and it's
the
just
ebb and flow.
You know what I mean? I don't have a team. I have, agents that help me show.
I mean, how do you manage, I guess, sort of some of the stress of this industry, the ebb and flow, when you go from having like 7 in 1 month to nothing and then like getting concerned? I mean, like, as we go throughout this industry, as long as you have sometimes it's like, you start off really great because all your friends are buying houses and all of a sudden they're all in their forever home and then you're back to doing the grind. Then I now have some agents that like their friends' parents are downsizing and their friends' kids are now having houses. It ebbs and flows throughout. Like you've kind of, I'm sure, been through that cycle, but I mean, managing the stress of this industry and like the work, the balance of raising kids, I guess.
So I'm going to
have any pointers for people in that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go right back to coaching. So when I got into coaching, it became, like I said, it became clear I was running a business.
Yeah.
And Buffini's really big on trying to build up a reserve in your savings so that you pay yourself twice a month or once a month or however, a small salary, even if you're moving all that money into your expenses, but just to get into the habit of that because
So you have a separate account.
I have a separate account that then pays me a paycheck twice a month. And
something set up to go to taxes?
No, but I'm disciplined, so it doesn't matter. But the idea that bills don't come when commission checks do. Bills come on the 1st or the 15th or whatever. And so I set my income up that way. So I never feel the pressure of your deal is going to determine whether or not I can afford to pay my mortgage.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that actually gives buyers, even though they don't really understand that, I think that gives, or sellers, that gives them, I don't ever feel like I'm pressuring someone because, like I said, your transaction isn't going to affect me. I'm going to get paid regardless because I've set myself that way.
Right. You have enough folks that you're working with that it's not all hinging on one contract and you have it set.
You know what I mean? Right. I've set myself up.
The
I've
savings.
Reserves and all of that.
A lot of reserves. They could take a big stress. Yeah. It takes a long time to build up reserves, especially, if we have some younger agents, they're, 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
It's like, that's one of the things I definitely did was like, okay, like I'm setting up a reserve of like, when I got to like my first $100,000 or whatever, it was like, okay, I'm always keeping a minimum of $100,000 over here. Just in this Fidelity money market, can't lose any money, no risk, low interest return. But like, I'm keeping this because, if shit goes sideways, like I'm not stringing this thing along with, there have been times through the brokerage between renovations and stuff where it's like, it's gotten very, tight. But I've always sort of set that aside where I'm like, I'm not going to go below this threshold.
When I started working at Cummings, and then I think by 2011, I started paying myself. So I got into coaching in 2010, and then by 11, I started paying myself a salary, maybe 12, something like that.
Yeah.
My salary was like $36,000 a year, but it was just the process of doing that. I mean, obviously I've raised it through the years, but it was like, okay, I'm just going to do this so that I get a check and I understand what it's like to then budget. And I don't, and it's gotten progressively higher that I pay myself on that monthly basis, but I just started it to start the habit and the process.
Yeah.
That low, and just to see what it was like.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
okay, I gotta,
any other suggestions for like, agents that are newer to the business or whatever?
It's all about don't be distracted by bright lights and shiny objects.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
There's a lot.
There's really nothing sexy about calls, notes, and Popeyes. But it really, I think there's a statistic that says that while buyers are more informed now because of the internet and you can go online and look at homes and all of that, I don't remember the numbers, but people still want to deal with people, right? You still have to be in front of them, and they want service.
Yeah.
And it's
I mean, there's so many things that I go to that I want a salesperson for. You know what I mean? That I don't want to just buy online. There's so many different services. Or
information.
Yeah.
You're
So
making the right decision.
there's certain things that I go like I'm fine with having going to the car dealership and going through a sales guy who I know is going to make a commission versus going to like online or some car facts. Like I'm fine because I have that relationship. I can ask my questions. Blah blah. I don't mind paying a lot of that fluff for that. And I think when people go into buying a house, it's like they don't know the proper paperwork, everything. Like it's a lot. Yeah. So it's like yes, you can look online, but at the end of the day,
it's nothing more than to know that you're making the right, like I don't ever say you need to buy this house or you don't buy this house or anything like that. I mean, there's been very few circumstances where I've actually inserted my opinion in that way. But, we're a sounding board for clients. And I think many people want that kind of affirmation that they're making the right decision.
And we've been through so many transactions, hundreds of transactions that we can sort of guide them and explain to them, the pluses and minuses and help explain market value and all the other stuff. So anyway, that's a whole other thing. Yes. But I feel like, so there's still such a ton of value that we have. Any fun Baltimore facts that you have about yourself? I'm really into the fun facts today, but I always, I just love hearing about what people have.
All right, fun fact. So I, in 1993, 92, 93.
I was still in high school.
House.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Dave. I bought my
It was a long time ago for me too, though, at this point.
My first house.
All right.
In Canton.
Nice.
Block.
Canton, hon.
Canton.
Yeah, hon.
And that next year.
What street?
Curly Street.
Curly, okay. 100
right behind Club.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. Greg's Hispanics right there too. One of our agents.
My Phelps was across the street. He wasn't. He moved in. When we had already moved out, but
his sister was one of my first girlfriends. Save that for another day.
I think it was January 1994. Dave and I went. There was a Highs across the street, across Canton O'Donnell Square Park.
Yeah. There's
a Highs on the corner right there at Linwood and O'Donnell, and we would go out in our pajamas with our winter coats, and we trudged over. And we went to buy ice cream. And then as we were walking back up O'Donnell Street, we realized that there was a bar there that looked open, and it was Nacho Mama's.
And it just opened it up?
That night.
That night. And you went in?
Yep. We went and got our neighbors, and then we went back.
New bar open?
Yes.
Nacho Mama's?
We were the only people.
And that became the most famous, the spot. I worked, so fun fact for me, my first restaurant job was busboy barback.
I'm sure I saw you there.
On Saturday nights.
Yeah.
I did that, my freshman year of college before I moved over to the Green Turtle, but
Well, we were there
Gunny.
Thursdays.
Yeah. Fun fact, Gigi Causey, first probably person that I would know or many people ever know to have a hubcap at Nacho Mama's.
Right.
Which is their famous drink. I made a lot of them.
And I learned to love the Gypsy Kings.
Okay. Very cool. There you go.
Right, because they play that.
All right. Well, guys, if you have any questions for Gigi about Brian Buffini's training or anything, and I don't know if we'll get another maybe class going at some point if you have any interest to see how things are going in Gigi's life. But if you want to learn more about what Brian Buffini has to offer, I'm a big fan of the program as well. Whether it's the coaching aspect or just the CRM, which is called Referral Maker. You can find Gigi on our website or reach out to me. I can make an introduction. But I really appreciate your time.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you for being here. You're the best.
Thank
15
you.
years. Keep it rocking. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you.